The second law, law number 2, that the New Age Mind Mastery student will learn is that the law of attraction. And what the law of attraction says is that thoughts that are filled with emotion become magnetized and they attract similar and like thoughts. So law number 2 is law of attraction. And what this law says is thoughts that are filled with emotion are magnetized and attract similar and like thoughts. Now you see, our emotions, what they do to our thoughts, our feelings and our emotions breathe life into our thoughts. They bring them to life. Let's say you're driving in your car. You and your girlfriend or your boyfriend or significant other are, it's a nice summer day. You're driving in your car and you're just having a great time. You're out on the town, just enjoying each other. All of a sudden, you look up and you see a spinning red light. Instant state change to the negative. Instant. I don't care how happy you were. That spinning red light, instant state change. So now you're thinking, oh, what happened? What did I do? He comes up, the officer, they decide to give you a ticket for speeding. And then give you one for not wearing a seatbelt. So you're angry, you're upset. And your partner, whoever you're in a relationship, who's ever in the car with you, they're saying, I knew you were speeding, you were going a little too fast. Now you're really upset. You're mad. You're like, I don't know how long or how much this ticket's going to cost me. Probably $100, $200. Now I'm not going to be able to, pay that bill that I wanted to pay. Now I got to, go back to work. I got to beg for overtime, to a boss I can't stand. And then, if my girlfriend or my boyfriend didn't spend so much money, I wouldn't have to worry about, And what happens is when we get into that negative state and it's filled with emotion, what it does, it will conjure up all type. It will go into your database and think of everything that you perceive is wrong in your life. Doesn't matter how good you're feeling at that time. Something negative happens and it's like, oh, woe is me. It's the end of the world. You get a bill in the mail that you didn't expect. You get the phone bill and it's $200-$300 more than it was supposed to be. I knew it. These teenagers, these kids, texting and Twittering and Facebooking and doing all that stuff. I knew it. They need to get a job. They're not getting allowance or whatever. It just brings up every negative thing that's just sitting there subconsciously, just waiting to come up to your conscious. So, the second law is that thoughts that are filled with emotion become magnetized and they attract similar and like thoughts. And this works with the positive too. Say you're thinking about starting your own business, you want to become an entrepreneur, and you start off and you make that first check and you're like, wow, this thing is really going to work. And you start daydreaming and you start imagining what life can be. Like, oh, wow, what my life will be if I continue down this path. And if I continue to be successful, I can have this and I can do this and I can help this amount of people and I can create this and do all this stuff. Thoughts that are emotionalized. You bring those thoughts to life with your feelings and your emotions. Become magnetized and attract similar and like thoughts. That's law number 2.